RedBud and the Weege Show, brought to you by the Honda CRF250R and CRF450R. Wait a minute, am I allowed to see this?
I'm a customer.
Is this like BTS?
This is
Is this behind the scenes, or are we not allowed to see this?
No, totally. Science of Supercross.
Oh,
Woo!
we can talk about this. All right.
We can talk about it.
When you watch Science of Super Motocross, this is part of the production team. It looks like it's
This is the production team.
It looks like it takes about a dozen people to make that happen.
Yeah.
Two.
Something like that.
But I didn't want to sell you short
more.
because
Two more.
It's so okay. Four. But it's so slick. It looks like it's a true like a team, like a company.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks.
two and then two others.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're doing stuff here.
Yeah.
Doing stuff here?
Yeah.
Can we say what the topic is, or you just have to stay tuned?
We're gonna pull some tear-offs.
Tear-offs, literally.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you watch that in a few weeks, note where the footage came from. Right here at RedBud. Dean Wilson, who's gonna ride today to score points for SMX. Where's the helmet? I just want to see the sponsor roll.
We got one.
So who's helping you out?
All right, I like this. This is good.
I'm helping you out, yes.
So, very sweet. They're a big strawberry farm in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I actually have a clothing company that I'm going to meet today, from Michigan. They're going to help me out. So, I've got two good people. We just limit it at two.
Okay.
And that's it. So.
Wow, so one from Australia and one local.
Yeah.
Wow, doing it right.
Yeah.
And Firepower Honda back in business, or it's Mobile X today with Webster over
put my
there.
helmet on. I guess we're riding good, so. It's been a while.
I'm just trying to help you get on the motorcycle, my gosh. Yeah, so Dean's out of practice. Every time I see Dean on a motocross track, it makes my knees hurt for him. So this could not worked out better. Yeah, now we got beautiful weather. Track's been moistened a bit, and now the boys are ready to go ride. Couple of stories here. Brock Tickle is returning to racing. That's him on the Cowie in the middle. 938. This is not a home race for Brock Tickle, by the way. He's from the Research Triangle region, as we like to call it, in North Carolina. Cary, North Carolina, Raleigh, Durham area, where like UNC and those big famous college basketball powerhouses, that's actually where Tickle's actually from. But either way, awesome to have him back. I think everyone considers this a home race to a degree because everyone loves RedBud, whether you're French like Tom Bial or you're from Illinois like this guy. Shout out to you, Red Bull KTM, actually getting in the spirit. They've gotten better and better lately. KTM was this brand when we had retro days or American flag motif or military appreciation. You did not see a lot of cooperation from them, I felt, on the graphics, but they've gotten better the last couple of years. Now they got full red, white, and blue here. What's up, Mitch? Now, I'll tell you what's gnarly when you watch that start right there. This is the cool thing when you get to see this stuff up close. Oh, there's Jason. There's Jason Anderson. Did you see that start from Sexton? Did you see how perfect that was? That's a guy whose starts have not been on point. That's how good the level is here. And now that we're talking Sexton, and now that we're analyzing the starts, and speaking of those Honda CRF450R and CRF250R machines, now we have to get into the breaking news. Massive news, a huge shakeup on Wednesday. When we left Southwick, Jett Lawrence had dropped the bombshell and everyone's saying, my shoulder's not getting better as quickly as I thought it would. I might have to get an MRI. And that was a bit of a bombshell because I think everyone was wondering why did he not get that checked as soon as he heard it at Hangtown. I think the reason was they put a lot of trust in the people that have been around him to work on these nagging injuries through the years. That includes Doc G, who might be the most trusted hands in the pit as far as helping riders get through their aches and pains. The same group that had helped the Lawrences take hits, preserve titles, win championships before. I don't think there was enough panic or alarm at that point to think we have to actually go and actually get an MRI. It seemed like the kind of thing, I guess, that would heal quickly. Apparently that wasn't healing quickly enough. But that was like a minor thing, right? He was still winning the races. Now we got real news. Now we got real news, which is Jett Lawrence is out. He's got a broken thumb as well, or the torn ligament in the thumb like Cooper Webb had. I believe Tomac broke the thumb. Tomac, as they say, had a Bennett's fracture, a fracture in the thumb. Webb and Jett Lawrence had the ligament problem. Either way, we already know the timeline because of Webb. It was like 6 to 8 weeks in a thumb splint or brace. Webb now getting onto a turn track. I think he's actually riding real laps now. That's the same timeline for Jett Lawrence. Should be back for the SMX playoffs and World Championship in September. You probably already know this news. So right on cue, there goes Chase Sexton. Suddenly we're looking at a completely different dynamic in this championship, which is essentially a Chase Sexton versus Hunter Lawrence battle. Now I don't want to count out the likes of Justin Cooper, who can jump right into it, like that Pierce Brown who literally leaped onto the track there. Justin Cooper is ranked 4th in points, or 3rd of the active riders with Jett out. But really, if you just do the math, there's more than a moto lead over Cooper. It's going to be down to Hunter versus Sexton. And what's interesting so far is that there's been probably equal amount of motos where one has been better than the other. Chase has a walloping, amazing, spectacular performance, and he beats Hunter. Then Chase has one of his weirdo rides, and Hunter beats him. Hunter has been like this the whole time. Sexton has been like that. That's intriguing enough on its own. But I don't think what we have seen yet is the dynamic that is going to change. I don't care what these guys say. Jett put a bit of a pall over the entire thing. We used to call Eli Tomac the shark in the water, which meant even if you didn't see him on screen, or if a rider was out front and Tomac wasn't right behind him, you still had to think about where is Tomac. Well, I think Jett, with the perfect season last year, he did that at an even higher level. When he did get the start, which most of the time, it was a panic and everyone else tried to sprint and stay with him. The rare moments in motocross where he didn't get the start, it was a panic of, where is he, I gotta stay in front. That's gone now. Mr. Uribe, thank you for coming back. We just talked to Dean Wilson. That's cool. But more importantly, Kyle Webster, that's 7th. I feel like you guys are really happy with what you saw there last week, or the potential at least of what could be.
I think there's a lot of anxiety that he was dealing with.
Is there really? Just racing in America?
It was just overwhelming. Like, it's his first time here.
Yeah.
You're dealing with people you see on the internet every day, and as much as Kyle's great, I mean, it's big for him lining up against those guys. I think the first race when he lined up on the inside of both the Lawrences was an awakening for him.
That's wild.
On here. I think the second moto was better. The intensity in the first 5 laps, again, him being anxious. I don't think he breathed properly. And he got tired quite quickly. We had a good couple of rides during the week, and I think he's a lot more comfortable. I think this track is a little more traditional. Southwick's unique.
Yes, that's true.
He openly said that it's not what it looked like on TV. Like, it gets narrow.
No.
The straights are slightly short, a lot of different cambers, but here it's a little bit more normal. So, look, I don't know, a couple of top 10 finishes would be great, but more so being competitive in his lap times. And I think he'll take a lot of these experiences home with him and be so much better for it.
So what we're getting at is, even the 7th in Moto2 last week, there were reasons where you're like, no, it will be even better. Maybe not even the result, but the riding.
100%.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a lot more comfortable. He's got used to the time. That time zone difference is massive.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a creature of habit. Like, he's got routine like all of these top riders.
Yes.
They're all about routine, and he was completely outside of his routine. So I think he's a lot more comfortable going into this weekend.
That's exciting. I'm glad you're doing it. You don't have to, that's for sure.
No.
Just wants to. Yeah, Kyle Webster, who rides for Uribe's team over in Australia, coming over to race Southwick. And here, a lot of the riders you saw as guests at Southwick will race RedBud as well. Why wouldn't you? Hey, Christina, Denny. But the real focus is going to be on this Hunter and Sexton battle. And like I said, we can look at the data we already have this season. But I don't think that's the whole story. How much will Jett not being here affect either one of them? Now, what you would think on the outside is that, oh, hold on. Did you race yet?
No,
when do you race? It's Drew Adams Combine. When is it happening?
We race at 2:05 and 5 o'clock.
I thought you were racing at 1.
No.
Never were. So I was off, you were right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm panicking to get down here by 1 o'clock. Okay. Try to stay this clean. Like, it looks good, but I don't know if that's gonna work. All right, good job. That's Drew Adams. We do have the Scouting Moto Combine today as well. I got my times way off. He would know about the Lawrence brothers. He rides with them. You would think that Jett being out would have a bigger impact mentally on Hunter Lawrence, right? Now he's got the pressure. Now he's the only factory 450 Honda guy under that tent. Now it's up to him to try to get this done as a rookie in the 450 class. But I don't think Hunter Lawrence is built that way. I don't think it affects him in the way you would think. If you just put it on paper and said, hey, they're two brothers and they're teammates and the one brother who dominated last year is out, yes, that would seem like a whole lot more pressure and a different situation. But if we've learned anything about Hunter Lawrence as an individual, he doesn't march to the standard beat of the drum like a lot of other riders. He's so incredibly non-emotional about his racing. Now, how much of that is real and how much of that is practice, I don't know. But the one thing we've learned about all racers is if they believe it, it counts. Even if they're convincing themselves, it counts. We've heard it in a million ways. You know, if a biker's better or worse, if they believe it's better or worse, that's all that really matters. It doesn't matter what the dyno shows or the shock dyno or the suspension guy put in the shims of the forks. If they believe it, it's real. So I believe Hunter Lawrence has spent years saying, I take these races from an analytical approach. He's been asked 1,000 times this year, have you exceeded your expectations on a 450? What were your expectations on a 450? And he keeps saying, I don't have expectations. I focus on the process, and by that, I focus on what can I do during the week to be better, and how did I ride in the race? And whatever the actual number is in the results column, I'm not basing my success on that. Do I feel like I rode well? Do I feel like I gave it my best? Do I feel like I left something out there on the racetrack? For example, he led at Southwick and might have gotten his first ever overall win as a 450 racer. He didn't get it. Down the stretch, he was tired. Sexton got him, Jett got him. But I don't think he was super bummed about that because I think he felt like, look, that was the best I could do. And if my best is a third, I'm not gonna get mad and say, no, I must win, or I must get this position, or I must score these points, or I must have the red plate. All those things. He has done phenomenal with that. There were highs and lows in the Supercross and Motocross championships he won last year. He never let that get to him, including when he had a DNF here at RedBud last year and lost the point lead. And you had Hayden Deegan lurking, Hayden Deegan trying to play mind games, Hayden Deegan trying to put the pressure on Hunter. It affected him, not a one. And even when he bounced back at Millville, when he really needed to last year, he kept saying, no, I didn't bounce back. Millville was no different than any other race. I won the opener. What's the difference in winning the opener around 7? He takes all the emotion out of it. And I've asked him about this. I just want to get to the rock clean, by the way. He said, yes, some riders need things to motivate themselves. Some feed off the emotion. I ride better the other way. This is not pressure. This is what I choose to do for a living. I have an awesome lifestyle. There's no reason for me to have to do anything to motivate myself. He's not riding the parade lap saying, I need to show people something or I need to do anything. He's just going to do what he does, and whatever he finishes is what he gets. So the question, can he maintain that now that there's a little bit more of a dangling carrot here? He's Honda's only hope. He's the Lawrence brothers. The only hope out there for the family to get this done, and this is a golden opportunity. You just never know the way these championships go. They don't stare you 450 championships in the face like this. You never know. So can he keep that mental, no pressure picture that is when he performs? Keep that. And now we go to Chase Sexton, who does ride an emotion, and that is why you see these ups and downs. So I think the question is this. He's taking my picture. So I think the question is this, Sexton. Does Jett not being here take pressure off of him? Because I think the specter of this Jett Lawrence guy has affected Sexton at times. And my proof is, what is the best race we've seen Sexton have since Jett Lawrence moved into the 450 class? It was Hangtown. The race was either out or essentially not a factor. Does this unlock that Chase Sexton now? Maybe we'll find out right here. Sexton is nailing the time this press day still. That's for darn sure. So I think that's the question. Sexton admits he's an overly competitive guy. He rides on emotion. He has ups and downs because of emotion. Hunter Lawrence is like, I'm the exact opposite. I do not ride in emotion. He's more like an analytical computer. He tries to strip emotion out. How will this new scenario, the man who went 22-0 being out, how will that affect either one of them? If they stay exactly the same as where they are, that's going to be a hard championship to decide. I mean, there's literally 3 points between them through the first half of the year. So if they stay exactly the same, that's going to be close. If they don't, how is that going to change? Losing Jett Lawrence in this championship is going to have an impact. How big of an impact? And one last bench racing piece, and then we'll just go to watching dudes jump around and sleep. Lawrence is going to come back, Jett, for the playoffs. We have not seen maybe not a fully 100% ready, prepared Jett Lawrence really race ever in America. He hasn't come into series generally beat up. What level will he be in? Because that level he's established, even if he goes out and doesn't do well at the opener, it's a thing. That is awesome. Bonus coverage. Lars was joking with us all week that they had a special livery that he could not reveal to us, would not reveal to us until we got to the track. The retro RedBud American flag livery is... That is brilliant. It's almost like the old Woody Woodpecker, but it's actually a bald eagle with an American flag instead of Woody Woodpecker with a checkered flag. That is brilliant.
End of the week,
Shout out to our buddies at Throttle Jockey who make those graphics. Enjoy your July 4th weekend, everybody. Bonus coverage. The Davis boys at Throttle Jockey have showed they have this. They actually replicated 2001.
Yep.
That old Universal Studios sponsorship Honda would occasionally be sponsored by an upcoming movie. This is an Ezra Lusk replica bike from 01 with Jurassic Park on it. But what's even cooler is you have the original shroud.
From that day, yeah.
From that day, 23 years ago, sadly, that's 23 years ago, and signed by Ezra.
And he's here today, I believe, helping with the combine.
I would think.
Yep.
Now hold this up to that and see how well you replicated yourself. That's pretty darn good.
It's the original artwork. Now, this original one would have been screen printed.
Okay, so it's changed.
This was like 4-color process, CMYK, fluorescent, red, metallic silver.
Yeah.
This is all digital, but exact same artwork.
That is wild. Yeah, I could say the colors is a tiny bit different.
Yeah.
But yes, you can tell it's the exact same artwork. Look at that. Good on you, Ezra Lusk.
Here's the poster.
And we got a poster today? Now, is this new or old?
This is original.
This is... Oh, did they run the whole weekend? Was Jurassic Park for both? An Ezra Lusk, Nikki Hayden weekend. That is awesome.
We have the...
I didn't even know the road race bikes did that.
And we even have the movie kiosk. They let us have it from that day.
Yeah.
I was at offsite storage a few years back.
Yeah.
And this bike was sitting on a shelf under plastic. Also, the CRF450 flat track Nicky version. He raced flat track with the
Jurassic Park?
Yeah, so it was just, it was like just like this.
Really?
But on the 4-stroke, but flat track.
Yes. Yeah. I remember flat track photos of Nicky on the Honda 450, but I didn't know there's a Jurassic Park one. And finally, I just want to show everybody this because this is the Ezra Lusk look that everyone knows. Dude.
98.
Yeah, that was good. Those giant frame rails were good for something, and that was for putting bigger stickers on the side of the bike. That was good. Good job. All right, thanks to the boys at Throttle Jockey. That's cool. The teams always bust out cool stuff for the weekend. Did you see how American flagged up the Kawasaki's were? Oh, this is sad. Here's the Jett bike right here. to be continued on that one. Anyway, good job by the Cowie guys with their American flag motif. We mentioned Sexton's bike. Always neat that people bust out some changes here for RedBud, but the bigger change could come in the results. Will Chase Sexton get better? Will Hunter Lawrence stay the same? I would think for the two of them, that's the goal. If Hunter can keep doing what he's doing. Good job, Dean Wilson. I heard Dean actually cased, that's Dean's mechanic, I heard Dean actually cased the leaf and broke spokes, and they got a new wheel back in the bike, and he went back out. I think the goal for Hunter Lawrence would to be, I'm gonna be exactly the same as I've been all year, which is really rock solid, good. Jett being here or not is not gonna make me ride worse or add pressure or change anything. And I think if you're Sexton, you're like, my goal is to be better and be that guy like Second Moto, Late Southwick or Hangtown every weekend. Which way is it gonna go? And finally, I burned enough time to get to the Kawasaki rig so you can see their look. We want to see the American flag. We want to see the look. There you go. Beautiful. We got it. Welcome back. Brock Tickle to the racing.